We are all sinners. Okay, there's nothing good inside of us, right? Except for the blood of Christ. He saved us. Um, so for us to judge, I don't know if anyone here has walked a path like I have. Um, I was pretty I lived pretty quick and wild lifestyle when I was young. I did play sports, got involved in other social groups aside from just sports group. I got involved in some gang activity when I was young. Played sports, and boy, let me tell you, when you're playing sports, you get judged. Like I was pretty well by the time my junior year happened. I had already met with the University of Santa Barbara and the University of Santa Cruz for baseballing positions. There were a couple places from the Midwest that were interested in speaking to me, but I knew everything, so I passed them up, right? But I can remember one tournament where I just killed it this whole weekend, right? All weekend long I was on fire, 25 for 29 at the plate in our 4 games we played, which anyone who knows baseball, that's like incredible. It's not ever done. Next weekend I was dealing with a collarbone injury. And I batted about 183, which was about 3 out of 12 at bats, 14 at bats. And the minute I came off the field, every parent, man, what happened to you? You're such a good ball player. What happened to you? You're such a good ball player. That's immediate judgment that I'm supposed to just be this mechanical machine out there playing this way every single game. We've all seen professionals, right? And they're at the top of their game. They're not at the top of their game every single game they play, are they? No. We do have a gift as Christians to be like that every day. It's called God. It's called the blood of God. He saves us. Covers us with his blood. I want to read next. You don't have to follow with me. I can read on my own, and I like to read, so well, that's a lie. I like to read more now than I did when I was usual. 106 Psalm 6 says, "Both we and our fathers have sinned. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedness." Iniquity is immoral or grossly unfair behavior. A couple examples is vileness, evil. Everyone here know evil? Everyone should be shaking their head, yeah. But the biggest one is sin and godlessness. Can you imagine there being no God? It'd be like there being no law. You can just walk in and murder someone in their own house. No consequences. No nothing. All of God's commandments and every part of us that is that falls victim of sin, it's because of our heart and our desire. It's not, we're not going to do it perfect. We're never going to do it perfect. We're always going to fall short just a little bit. And in my interpretation, if you fall short a little bit, you really have no room to cast a stone at anyone else. It says in John, Jesus tells the scribes and Pharisees that bring this woman to him. They stood up, kept asking, "What are you going to do about this woman?" As they continued to ask him, he stood up and said to them, "Let him who was without sin among you be the first to throw a stone at her." So that brings me to stones that I've cast before. I'll go to earlier in my life. I boxed a Gold Glove circuit. I trained for boxing for three and a half years. Boxed a Gold Glove circuit. Came number 2 in the state. Was really good at it, right? So good that it landed me a job at 18 years old. Going into clubs and gentlemen's clubs because I was a bodyguard for female escorts and dancers. Well, I would have to say that I deserve to be judged for that point in time of my life. One of the big judgments us Christians like to do is we like to pick on people, thinking that we're better than they are. Now, I'm not saying anybody in this room. I'm saying as a generalization that I've been judged for. "Oh, you're a Christian? Oh, you're one of those people. Oh, you judge people for being..." So let's stop there, because I have, in fact, judged people for being homosexual in my life. However, I've not thought back to the fact that my immorality when I was 18 years old, walking around with all of these women, lusting after all of these women, having premarital affairs with all of these women before it was my time, all that is a sin. All that is sexual immorality. The woman they bring to Jesus, she's an adulteress. Has nothing to do with her being homosexual. Sexual immorality is sexual immorality. Judgment is judgment. We have no right to judge any of that. My sin is no less than anybody else's sin. Your sin is no less than anybody else's sin. There's only one judge, and that is God.